I can't do it anymore, guys. I just can't. The Denver Broncos can never play a home game on Thursday Night Football ever again. I will make it a law if you elect me to Congress. I will do everything in my power to prevent it from happening. The Broncos and home games on Thursday Night Football go together like peanut butter and poison, or Metallica and Lou Reed, or Justin Guarini and Kelly Clarkson in a movie. The last time the Broncos played on Thursday night at home, it was 3 years ago against the Indianapolis Colts. And it was the game that, for all intents and purposes, made Al Michaels want to retire. He had seen enough. You could see the soul leave his body midway through as he realized that this was his life now. And now, this game happened. This freaking game happened. We are all worse off for having watched it. I could have done anything else during the 3 hours that this game was on. I could have started writing the next great American novel. I could have hung out with friends. I could have figured out why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But nope, because I was stuck here watching this crap when Sean Peyton, on 3rd and 1, on a windy day where no one was able to complete anything, decided to do this.
The two, trying to adjust to the outside, backwards pass. Now you've got Sutton, and he gets taken down.
Do I even need to say it? Like, do I even need to say it? How the hell is this team 8-2 when they do crap like this?
See what he does here to try to give him the lead from 59 away. The kick is no good, just short.
Screw it. Welcome to Dumb Decisions. Before I break down what happened here, this whole series is about taking an in-depth look at decisions made during games that were clearly awful from the start. This isn't something that look bad in hindsight. Rather, this is something that look awful almost immediately. These are moves where a gut instinct tells you right away that there is no way this can possibly work. And sure enough, your gut instinct was smarter than that of an NFL head coach. And for this one, we're taking a look at the mind of Denver Broncos head coach, Sean Payton. I was not kidding. This was the worst game of football I've seen all season. Texans-Seahawks on Monday Night Football was abysmal for the fourth quarter. But in terms of an entire game from start to finish, this game sucked. This game was so bad that if it was televised on ESPN, no one on YouTube TV would have been upset. In fact, people who couldn't watch this game, I envy you. I freaking envy you. Because this game was so bad that, while watching it, I contracted diseases during the game that haven't even been named yet. There was a lot of crap that happened during this game, but this was the crappiest crap to crap in the craptastic craptacular of a crap fest. This was Thursday Night Football at its purest and at its dumbest. And Sean Payton, who is no stranger to making dumb decisions on Thursday Night Football, one of which you can learn more about by clicking the card in the upper right corner, did it again. So with that being said, let's take a look at why calling a wide receiver pass on 3rd and 1 is a really bad idea. On the drive, the Broncos were doing a great job running it down the Raiders' throats. They realized that the Raiders had a massive weakness with their run defense, and by God, they were exploiting it. They saw that the Jaguars last week, in their overtime win against the Raiders, did it by calling 8 straight runs to end the drive and get the go-ahead touchdown in the overtime period. And when you look at the runs that the Broncos had on this drive, all of which you're watching right now, literally all of them gained positive yardage. Not a single run was stuffed. Not a single run was behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage. Every time the Broncos ran the ball, they picked up yards. The shortest run was 1 yard, but that was a quarterback sneak by Bo Nix that ended up being successful. They got multiple yards on every single run that went to a running back. The Broncos were 2 for 2 on 3rd down, running the ball on the drive. Every single play kept the Broncos ahead of schedule, and the team was averaging well over 4.7 yards per carry on the ground, with no run inflating or skewing the average in any way whatsoever. Heck, if we take out the quarterback sneak, the Broncos averaged well over 5.3 yards per carry on the drive. If it ain't broke, why fix it? Why mess with the winning formula and game plan? And that's especially true when this game was extremely windy. Both quarterbacks were sailing and underthrowing passes. There were times during the game where the referees literally had to stop the action because the ball was supposed to be set, and it wasn't because it blew away. Keeping it on the ground made the most sense, not just because it was working, but because of the weather. It's the same reason you see teams run the ball a lot when it's raining and the ball is slippery. The conditions of the field make it conducive to playing a specific play style. And yet, despite all of that, this man right here figured that now was the best time to have his wide receiver throw a pass down the field. Not even the quarterback could complete anything down the field because of the wind. But sure, let's have a guy who's not trained to throw the football and who has thrown a grand total of 0 passes all season try throwing in some of the toughest conditions imaginable. This is like a pitcher who is getting everyone out by throwing the fastball and blowing it right by him. And then, for no reason, decides to throw an eephus pitch despite having never thrown that before and despite it being ridiculously windy. Like, not even the quarterback, as in the guy who's trained to throw passes for a living, could complete passes in these conditions. And you're going to have a wide receiver do it? You're going to stop running the football, despite the fact that you were averaging over 4.7 yards per carry on the drive and 5.3 yards per carry if we exclude the quarterback sneak. When you only need 1 yard, you're going to stop running to do this? Because let's look at what happens if this play fails versus what happens if the run fails. If the run fails, you're still in a short yardage spot, or you can go for it on 4th down. You still have a field goal that might not be impossible to make in the windy conditions. The worst thing that can happen with a run, barring a penalty, is that you lose 1 yard and the Raiders read it perfectly for the first time all drive, which again, they had shown no ability to do. If the pass fails, you get sacked, and now you're out of makeable field goal range, which, by the way, Will Lutz had made just 1 kick in his career up until this point of 59 plus yards. So why you thought a 59-yarder in these conditions was makeable? I'm not sure, seeing as it was ridiculously windy and no one was having a great game kicking out there due to the erratic nature of the conditions. If the pass fails, you just screwed yourself completely. Yes, if it works, you get a first down, but you know what's more likely to get a first down than having a wide receiver throw in the wind? That's right, running the freaking football. Novel concept, I know. Football is a game of 10 yards, and I don't think Sean Peyton realized that, because if he did, he wouldn't have called this boneheaded play. I don't think anyone could believe it when the Broncos decided to do this. Heck, I know I couldn't. This game broke me, and this play destroyed me. I live stream all the primetime games on this channel, so you can always see my reaction in real time when something stupid happens in front of a national television audience. And yeah, just so that you know that this isn't hindsight bias or anything hypocritical like that, here's my real-time reaction when the Broncos decided that this was the best way to pick up 1 singular yard and decided that this, of all times, was the best time to get cute in a tie game.
Oh no, they're going to try a wide receiver pass. Sudden. Oh no. I give up. I give up. 3rd and 1. Let's try a backwards wide receiver pass. That's the time. You're moving the ball down the field well. You need 1 yard. And now they're going to try the field goal with this wind. 59-yard field goal. Oh, God. You need 1 yard. Wide receiver pass. Okay, they're going to try a field goal. Oh, God. 59 in these conditions. With the wind swirling. Lutz. Short by about 10 yards. Oh my God. Oh my God. This whole game. The girl in my dreams could be at the bar tonight. But I'm here. The girl in my dreams could be at the bar tonight. I'm sitting here watching whatever the hell this is. What? Oh my God. This game. I need like a pillow to scream into. I need liquor. I need liquor.
Which raises the obvious question. Why did the Broncos call this play? Sean Peyton is a smart guy. He's won a Super Bowl. He's led his team to the playoffs many times. He's potentially on track to make it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What was the logic behind this play call? Well, here's what he had to say after the game. Take a listen.
Hi, Sean. Hoping you can talk about the 3rd-and-1 play in which Sutton looked like he was going to pass. What was kind of the thinking?
Yeah, listen, it's a play we've had up, and it's short yardage. So, it's a misdirect. We've called this before. They did a good job peeling on the running back, and so, when it works, it looks great. Cortland was smart not throwing it. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, so his logic was that it worked one time before for his team, and he figured that this was a good time to bust out that play again. Remind me though, when did that play work? It sure as heck wasn't this season, I know that much. When was the last time Cortland Sutton threw a pass on a play like this? Well, you have to go back to last year on this play against the Carolina Panthers, and I will admit, this is a heck of a throw. This play definitely worked. Sutton threw an absolute dime here to Michael Burden for the first down. However, there's a major difference between calling that play against Carolina last year and calling that play this year against Las Vegas. Number one, you might be able to tell that the conditions in the Panther game were quite good. They were conducive to throwing the football. The conditions in this game, where it was extremely windy and the ball was moving around and the quarterbacks were sailing and underthrowing passes because Mother Nature had other ideas, not so much. Number two, when you called that play against Carolina, there were 4 minutes left in the game and you were up 28-7. The game was over by that point. If there was a time to get cute, just to see what the heck would happen, that was the time. That was a no-risk situation. You could call that play, and it wouldn't have made a difference. Here, it was a tie ball game on a day where you couldn't get any offense going outside of running the ball, which was working quite well. Failure in the Panther game would have made no difference at all. The game was over by that point. Failure in this one? That takes you out of field goal range. That ends your chances of getting a first down, and that makes it very hard to come back, seeing as about 70% of your drives at this point were 3 and out. Also in the Panther game, you needed 2.5 yards, versus this game, you only needed 1. So yes, Coach Peyton, you're right. You called that play before, and it worked. Congratulations. But the circumstances were so much different that I don't know how it could have crossed your mind to call that play again in this particular moment. It's like a coach attempting a 64-yard field goal because it worked one time before. Meanwhile, the time it worked before was at the end of the half in a dome, and you're trying it in the first quarter with 30-mile-per-hour winds to the side working against you. It's apples and oranges, man. Apples and oranges. And the fact that you can't recognize that is astonishing to me. This isn't even one of those plays where you look like a genius if it works. Throwing a deep wide receiver pass in a tie game on the brink of field goal range on 3rd and short when you've been running it well and when it's ridiculously windy is stupid, whether it worked or not. And here, it very clearly did not work out, making a stupid play look even stupider to anyone with eyeballs. This whole game, for that matter, was an atrocity on the eyes. And this particular play was an 8th Amendment violation, which the Supreme Court would rule unanimously and a 9-0 vote on. It was that bad. So what did we learn from all of this? If it's windy to the point where quarterbacks, as in people literally trained and paid to throw the ball, are struggling to hit their target, then maybe it shouldn't have a lesser trained, lesser qualified individual try to do the same thing. If it's 3rd and short, and you've been running it well all day, and the conditions make it impossible to pass, then maybe you should just keep doing that and keep running with the football. If you have a winning formula and you have no reason to change it, then don't change it. If your logic for calling a play is that it worked one time over 12 months ago in a game with different conditions and different weather that was actually conducive to trying something like this, then maybe you need to get new logic. And if you put the Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football at home, weird crap is going to happen. Weird, unwatchable crap. Because when all these elements are in play, you can't exactly be surprised when this play backfires. Talk about a dumb decision. Check out our live streaming schedule for the next few days. We're live every single day on this channel, whether we're covering a sporting event or playing GeoGuessr or just taking your requests. So make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single time that we go live and so that you can join this community. Also, thanks to all our members and our Patreon supporters who get exclusive perks like their name at the end of each video, members-only Q&A streams, and cool emojis to use on videos and during streams. See how you can join this community and become a member or a Patreon member by clicking the link in the description below.